A quote by Lachlan Cartwright. He's the former executive editor of the National Enquirer from 2014 to 2017, stated that whatever sort of credibility the National Enquirer had was totally damaged by what happened in court this week. What happened in court this week? Well, the man we're about to talk about took the stand, and this man not only violated every journalistic and professional ethic there is, or that I can think of, but he also ruined the credibility of what was once a respected tabloid. And he did it all for a friend. I'm your host, Darian J. Beckles, and we're about to enter the Potterbox on the Media Ethics Podcast. Let's talk about the facts of this case. In particular, who is this man we refer to? His name is David Pecker. He was the CEO of American Media Inc., which publishes the National Enquirer, which is the publication in question. But he's more so known these days as Trump's cleanup man, because he had an arrangement, he had several arrangements with his friend, Donald Trump, where he would catch and kill for the former president. So what is catch and kill? Catch and kill is the practice of a publisher using their power and their resources to catch or to buy damaging stories for the sole purpose of hiding or killing the story before they see the light of day. David Pecker would also use the National Enquirer platform to publish favorable stories about Donald Trump while publishing false, outlandish, and outright untrue, slanderous stories about Trump's political rivals on both sides. There was a story about Ted Cruz, and there were some negative stories about Hillary Clinton as well. Pecker also paid hush money to adult film star Stormy Daniels to keep her quiet about her affair with our former president, Donald J. Trump. Let's talk about the values of David Pecker. His journalistic values, he obviously doesn't value journalism because he was too quick to violate several, if not all, journalistic principles to protect his friend. As far as his professional values, he doesn't have much of that either. He was willing to damage his career, his credibility, and even the reputation of a whole media empire just to protect his friend. I'd say he does value relationships and maybe even money over his professional career. His moral values are questionable. People have their own morality and their own outlooks on what morality is. Maybe in his mind, he thought he was doing something virtuous by protecting a friend. Some people may see that as admirable. In terms of principles and ethics, I'd argue that Pecker could be viewed as just within the framework of act utilitarianism, considering the act of lying not only protected his friend, but it produced the best possible result in the situation, which was getting his friend elected. But he went against several ethical principles, including Kant's categorical imperative, which states that lying is never okay. Lying and deception are always wrong. One justification for a lie can create a slippery slope, which then leads to a culture of lying, and a culture of lying among journalists would damage and ultimately destroy the media and media credibility. There is also a moral absolutism when it comes to lying in journalism. Lying as a journalist is wrong, and there's no context or justification for it in journalism. If any of these things are accepted or justified in any way, then it just stops being journalism. In terms of loyalties, it's obvious that David Pecker's loyalty was to Donald Trump himself, probably the Republican Party, and more than likely to money. His loyalty was not to the people, it was not to his readers, nor was it to his fellow journalists or the journalistic ethics he should have followed, which clearly asked journalists to seek truth and report it, minimize harm and to act independently. And I don't even think his loyalty were to the stakeholders in the company, because he not only ruined the company, but he ruined a lot of careers within the company by ruining the credibility of the company. This is Darren J. Beckles of the Media Ethics Podcast. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the Potterbox. Take care.